the leaves like up like that, or drying?
They're dry. I'm going to move them. It was just fun to put them. I didn't even need to put them there. they're
I
they
like it.
dried instantly, but it was just cool. So I had fun.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You ready? You want me to do it?
Do you want to turn your camera sideways so we're both the same?
Oh,
I figure that's usually the best.
I still see a square as mine and you're sideways.
Oh,
Because isn't it two squares? No?
I see 2 squares.
No. All right. Well, either way. Okay. Welcome back to the In Raw Life podcast. We are so thrilled to have you today as this motorcycle drives in my background. Hope you don't hear that. But we're excited to wrap up this month of October, our favorite month to do challenges. And this October, we did what we were calling the Really Awesome Women Challenge 2021. I almost said 22 because it feels like it's already almost there.
And hush.
So anyway, what our Really Awesome Women Challenge entailed was Jess and I giving ourselves 8 goals to achieve every day with 3 other women. So we had accountability, we had health, we had things that were just good for the soul, all around good stuff. Which, do you want to remind them what it all was? Do you remember at this point?
8 things. Okay, we did not touch our cell phones when we woke up, right?
Yeah, we stayed unplugged and clocked
Yeah.
out until we finished our workout.
Yeah, we worked out in the morning. We ate healthier. We this is so long ago now, it feels like. We made sure that we clocked out an hour before going to sleep. Made sure that we read fiction before going to sleep. We kept each other accountable in our WhatsApp chat.
Yes.
And
we got 8 hours.
Oh, we got 8 hours of sleep. See, that one
Yeah.
was something that I was already doing no matter what.
Yes. And the staying clocked out, it was like not touching your phone or clocking in until after your workout, but also like doing the game-changing morning routine, which is part of our signature program, which includes gratitude, affirmations, meditation, and some form of encouragement to get started with your day. So those were the 8 steps, and we got points for each step that we completed. And we were allowed, the workout was supposed to really challenge us, but we were allowed to take 2 days off from the workout, and we were allowed to have 1 cheat a day, 2 cheats on one day. So like you could have happy hour on the weekend and dessert, or whatever the case may be. For me, it was usually 2 glasses of happy hour on a really stressful day. But anyway, so Jess, what did you think of the whole thing? How do you feel now that we did it?
So I liked it, but I realized, one, I do better with like slightly stricter parameters, I guess. Like some of it was a little wider of a parameter, so I was like, I just kind of like kept within it. And you made a really cute little like checklist, but it was 1 day per like print. And I never took the time to like, I just wanted it on like one place that was easy to have all of the days and then check it off as I go. So that's what works for me. So I was like, well, I'm not going to print like 30 of these. And I'm also not, and then I never took the time to try to like configure it onto one page. So something that's easier to just check off and ta-da, check it all off each day, be better accountable.
Well, but did you not use, so like, do you, because the first half of the page was the place to like write your gratitude and affirmation and meditation. So do you not like to write that down too?
I mean, I sometimes I write my own gratitude sometimes in like my bullet journal, but I don't want it all. Yeah,
on a sheet
that mostly happens in my head.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I didn't print it out either. It was just for other people to keep track if they needed it. And I just subtract, like I kept track of my negatives. Like all right, I'm minus 1 point this week. Ugh, all right, there goes 2 points versus like counting up all my points every
I
day.
didn't fully keep track of my points, especially after like halfway through when
You
something.
did it?
Yeah,
You lied about your points.
no, the first 2 weeks I did. I even said on the very last day, I was like, well, the first 2 weeks I know that I was doing all the things, so I didn't need to like keep track. And then when I like faltered a little bit, I was like, and I was honest. I was like, I know I didn't do that well, like in the second half.
So what were the things that were most challenging for you?
The things that were the thing that was most challenging, which I think we may have in common, I don't know, was the fact of unplugging 1 hour before bedtime really affected the whole
our
house.
Relationships.
Our relationship. Yeah, because Evelyn's already in bed by that time because I go to bed at 9:30 to get my 8 hours. But yeah, like that's what Jed and I do at bedtime. And I was excited because it's like, oh, like we'll do something new and something that doesn't necessarily have to involve that. And sometimes we have like our own time. But it really just turned into I was getting ready for bed and reading that whole hour. And he was either on his phone watching TV in the other room or like studying for something of his own. I was like, well, and then like, yeah, it was not great. It brought up some interesting things like, oh, we could figure out some other things to do besides watch TV every single night together.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I felt the same way. It was like Jay did the exact same thing. He would either sit on his phone or watch TV downstairs and be grumpy at the fact that we weren't watching TV together. But then it was funny because when we came, like, there was one night I came downstairs and I was like he was watching something. I'm like, are we gonna watch TV together? And he's like, oh, like he kind of enjoyed his like own separate wind down time and he'd got used to it. So now he's like, all right, now I got to factor you back in. So it wasn't necessarily a bad thing that we kind of did our own thing because I think it was nice for him to be able to wind down watching whatever he wanted. So but I also
Jed doesn't get home until about when Emily's going to bed. So like that hour and a half before we go to sleep is like that's our time. And sometimes he's showering in that. So it's like then all of a sudden the hour before bed that's the only time, which is great to have that separate stuff. And like especially the first week or so, he was like, do you have time to watch TV? And I was like, no, sorry, not now. And sometimes he would watch TV in the room while I read, which I was fine with, or like watch something on his phone while I was reading next to him, which was nicer. But like, yeah, it like kind of separated us a little bit because that is our only time during the week.
Oh yeah, ours too. I mean, don't be mistaken. It's still like him winding down alone didn't really give us quality time together, but we just we worked around it. So I don't know. I think what's like because I went to bed so early, so I kind of didn't even because in order to wake up in time to get my workout in, I was for one, I was exhausted because I was working out. I was swimming so much. I was so tired. So I just wanted to go to bed at like 9 and then they helped me get up early. And now I think we've kind of worked it out to where like I stay up a little bit later. I work out from home instead of swimming and then we get a little bit of time in between before. And then he still does wind down without me. And then so it's like we were able to use it to form like a new way of living that works out well for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was probably the hardest for me too. I think the other hard part that I didn't expect was like not wanting to put my book down. I was like, I gotta go to bed and get 9 hours or 8 hours, but I can't do it when this book is so damn good. So that was another challenge.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that I just kind of was already like cognizant of because I've been a lifelong reader and I've read into the night and wee hours many times. So I knew to like, okay, like keep looking at the clock, make sure you're on track to go to bed.
What was there anything that surprised you at how easy it was? Like obviously you knew you got 8 hours, but was there anything easier than you expected?
I wouldn't say that like anything was crazy different. It was just helping me stay more accountable to think how I want to do things in general. Like I typically work out in the morning while like at the rest of the house is getting ready for the day because I'm able to do that. But because I knew I was gonna be checking in with you guys and that I was like purposely doing this challenge, I went harder and like got more reps in over the 4 weeks time, certain things. So that was nice to see.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely, the accountability aspect was helpful. And like when other people would waver on the accountability, then I would notice my points drop because I'm like, no one's checking in and I'm not getting my points up. But
or even when people weren't checking in, sometimes I was like, oh well, like I need to check in to get us all back. Like let's get this all going, and it helps me go too. So
yeah. Yeah, I definitely loved the accountability. And I also didn't realize, like, I thought that would be easier, but there were days I'm like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot to check in with the girls. Shoot.
That's one thing that I purposely wrote into every day on my own planner is to check in. Because if I don't check that off, then I'm like, oh man. Which I know I didn't check in every day, but at least like it was there. And at the beginning, especially, I was like, oh, need to check that off.
Yeah. Yeah. Another thing that I really enjoyed that I didn't expect, like, so the whole not clocking in until after the workout, it like kept me in a meditative place for the workout. So like when I was swimming, instead of going through all of my to-do list and everything in my head and thinking about that and either like not pushing myself as hard or being stressed, which I feel like stress can affect your workout. Like it's just draining, right? So instead, I just was like still in a, like I would do my gratitude as I swam, or I would like meditate as I swam. Like my last lap, I always like would just do the back flow, like a slow backstroke kind of thing, and meditate and pray and just be like so grateful. And I would leave my workout like high as a kite, just so excited that I got my workout in, excited for the day. I couldn't wait to check in with you guys on the days that I'd swim. So that was really cool. That I was kind of unexpecting.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely love because I tried pushing my workout a little bit further back in my morning to like be a little more just like with myself in the mornings. And I'm like, this actually isn't working for me because I'm too tired.
Yeah.
Like I'm yawning through sitting at the table with Emmeline after I've like fueled myself and like, journaled and stuff like that. And I'm still tired. I'm like, the only difference is that I haven't worked out like I usually do. And then I like tried like a few days this week. I fit it in back into my normal time slot, even though I'm not able for like some random health reasons recently, like to do my full workouts. I'm at least doing something and moving my body and I have more energy. Like I'm just so that workout in the morning just gives me the energy that I need to like go with my day.
Yeah. Yeah. Whew. Train scared me. Well, yeah, I think that was a good recap. If if you guys have ideas of what our challenge should be next year, send us an email to podcast@inrawlife.com
And if you
and
want to be
tell
a part of it, let us know because that would be fun. It's always
yeah, it
fun to
would
do
be fun.
challenges with like good groups of people that want to do it.
Yeah, I think it was definitely more helpful that we had people on board cheering us on and keeping us accountable. So if you want to be part of that, shoot us an email, podcast@inrawlife.com. And we also do challenges in our Facebook group, which is Empowered Unstoppable Women on Facebook. Join there and get interactive. And if you don't see a challenge on the books, then ask for one, request one, and maybe we'll start one up just for you. So check us out there.
That's where we give like all of our best, juiciest stuff, like all of our exclusive hopping on live and giving our little nuggets of wisdom on, being intentional with your time and staying accountable. And we keep you guys accountable. So if you want the best of us, hop in there.
And if you want to be a part of the podcast, you can send us a clip of what strength means to you. There's only a few more weeks left in 2021. And once 2021 is over, you cannot tell us what strength means to you anymore because we're moving to a new one. Yes. So get your strength clips in before the end of the year. Send them to podcast@inrawlife.com. And also, don't forget to rate, review. Oh, I'm doing all of it. You do that part. Sorry. I was like, wait a second. I thought you had something else. Keep going.
And don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe wherever you're listening to us, because that lets the podcast platforms know that what we're saying is something that other people should be listening to. And the more that we can reach others, the better we can make everybody's lives. And just times 10, times 1,000, our message, that everybody can be fueling themselves and living their best lives. And that's what we're here for. So make sure
yes. Did we say Instagram?
No, I don't know. I was going to skip it.
Oh, skip it. Or Instagram. So it's our abandoned stepchild. If you want to follow along with ridiculous antics and funny, quippy humor, as well as, other time things and encouragement, you can also follow us on Instagram at inrawlife.co.
Until next week, I hope that you guys do come and join our groups and give us some ideas of challenges and other things you want to see and do. We love just working with other people and collaborating and helping each other out. So remember, make sure you join that group, Empowered Unstoppable Women. And if you're finding that your nighttime routine is just not working for you, or all you're doing is watching TV until your eyes feel like they're bleeding and you just have to pass out, maybe it's time to step it up and find something new to do at bedtime. Unplug like we did and read a little bit of fiction or read something that just makes you feel good, and then drift off to a nice peaceful 8 hours.
And really piss your husband off.
Amen. Bye.